Sigh here. I am starting on my hobby bench. Finally. This is going to take me a long time. I can see that already. But that's okay. I'm just hoping I can, you know, figure out how to do it because there's directions here to tell me how to do it. So today I am just going through the stack of wood that we had bought for this project, which is right here. And according to this, maple and oak, but I don't remember us buying any oak. So I called up husband real quick at work and said, hey, you know, what kind of wood did we buy? We bought maple and what else? And he doesn't remember either. And so to me, it all looks like maple. But he said, no, we bought some other stuff too. So I'm not sure. Maybe somebody out there can tell what kind of wood it is I'm using. Thanks. Anyway, so what it calls for is it has some different thicknesses. 1 3/4, 3/4, and then 1/2. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna plane if I need to, and I'm gonna cut the pieces and label them. I believe this is oak, and it calls for, this is for the legs, it calls for 4 boards that are 1 3/4 inch, wait a second, yeah, 1 3/4, this is 1 1/2. Well, right from the get-go, I'm not using the right size. So it's calling for 1 3/4, and this is a 1 1/2. Okay, well, I'll just use them. Yeah. So I cut this piece of oak and later told husband that we didn't have all the wood I needed for the project. But he mentioned to me that I could glue some pieces together to get the correct thickness. Because I didn't think of that during the filming of this, I will just continue to show you what I did. You'll see this thickness problem come up again later in the video with other wood. But I do have a question. Does the thickness really matter? I know the length is important, but how crucial is the thickness? Let me know what you all think about that. 2. Okay, I got all 4 of those cut. And I'm going to label them right now. A. And then I'm going to make myself a little note somewhere that they're not the right size. Not right size. NRS. NRS. Hopefully I'll remember what NRS means. Okay, maybe I'll write it down here. NRS equals not right size. Okay. Okay. Nice. So I have those out. For the next piece, it needs to be 1 3/4, and that piece is between 1 3/4 and 2. So I'm going to plane it down to 1 3/4. So I went to the planer, and my husband replaced the inner part of the planer that we found was broken, and wow, it works really well. We need a new stand for it, but I'm really glad we have it. Well, one thing I noticed about this board is a little bit messed up on the ends. Huh. Well, let's see what we can do. 1 3/4, which it is now, by 3 by 19. So let's see. Cool, it's gonna cut off and get rid of that stuff. So 19. And then, woo, let's go do that now. So I was very happy that this piece of wood was the correct width. And so I cut it down to the correct length, and then I made it the correct, whatever the other dimension is, the 3 inches. And I'm getting more comfortable with the table saw, but I do wish I had one of those gripper things. So I'm putting that on my Christmas list. Now I'll label these. And these are the correct size, so yay! And these are B. Uh-oh. I need 4 of them. Rats, I need 4. I was really bummed because I didn't have any more wood, the correct thickness, and I hadn't thought of gluing at this time. B. Rats. This is where I realized that I was looking at the wrong cutting measurements. Okay, I cut the B's wrong because here is B and it says 1 3/4. But then you go over here to this, over here, and it says B is 1/2. So these measurements over here are messing me up. So I've crossed them all out. And that means that this is too thick. So I have to plane them down 1/2 inch. Wait, I have to plane them down to 1.5, which is 1/4 inch less, right? Anyway, I have to plane them down to 1.5. And then these are just under 1.5. Okay, so I planed those down to be the same. So they're supposed to be 1.5, but they're 1 3/8. So they're just under 1/2. So rats, I have to put NRS on these two. Not right size. I need 4 pieces of 20 by 25 3/8 plywood. Okay then. 20 by 25 3/8. I want 25 3/8 this way, and there doesn't seem to be any way to measure it. So I was marking it, like this, and measuring the line, so I think I have it pretty close to that. Anyway. I think I'll just mark it myself. I wish I had done this earlier before I started cutting with this, because marking this with the Sharpie made it so much easier. There. Well, these are the first things that are the correct size and width. All right, now I have all of these pieces cut, and these are all the correct size too. So I know to be looking on this column and not this column. And I think I'm getting tired of doing this today already. I think I'm gonna go do something fun, like sand some intarsia pieces. So thank you for joining me in the first of I don't know how many videos to build this hobby bench. If you have any tips, please let me know. Thanks! See you next time, bye!